Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. I'm sorry about the background noise. Next door's dog is barking non-stop once again, and there's nothing really much I can do about it. I just really want to get some videos out while I have the opportunity. So I'm going to react to another Kiefer Adams audio Thomas audio story. This is episode 7 of season 6 of them, which is this one is called Duncan and the Pirate Ship. I did react to episode 6 last time. What was episode 6's name? Hold on. I can't check on my phone. What was episode 6's name? I can't remember. I actually can't remember, but I'll have episode 6 up in the top right corner of your screen. You want to go and check that out. Um, so this is another hit era style story that Keith is doing. I just realized that a lot of throughout all the season 6 stories that Keith has uploaded, that um, he's and he's given the hit era a lot of attention in this season he has so far. Because the next few audio stories I'm going to react to him are all from the hit era. They are all hit era style stories. They are. And I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the hit era they do, but I like the Thomas Cynic as one of the few defenders of the hit era. I am, and Keeper's given it quite a lot of attention throughout this season so far. He has. I don't know if it's because if it's by coincidence or if it's just the hit era celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. But I am, as the talk continues to bark, but I'm really am enjoying it. I'm really glad that some people are starting to give the hit era the recognition it deserves, particularly especially with All Engines Go out. I think a lot of people are starting to find more appreciation for the hit era they are. So Duncan and the Pirate Ship, like I said, this is another hit era style audio story. It is what's going to react to two audio stories I am because I'm still trying to catch up on all the stories I was meant to react to by Kiefer. Season 6 of audio stories actually wrapped up, but I'm still reacting to them. So I'm gonna do this one, episode 7 now, then I'll do the next one, which is Steambacks and Horse Tramps afterwards. But let's see what this one's all about. Links for I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. So without further ado, I'll just go ahead and get straight into this. I probably might turn the sound up as well just to drown out the noise.
Duncan and the Pirate Ship. Written and told by Kiefer Adams. Duncan was in a rather particularly good mood. A pirate event was being held in the hills, and at Percival Park, people would come and pretend to be pirates for the children. It was an exciting event, and the little engines also enjoyed seeing it from the comfort of their own rails. Duncan puffed cheerfully into the wharf before the last day of the event, feeling rather excited.
Okay.
"You're in a good mood," said Thomas. He had just brought workmen aboard Annie and Clarabelle to mend one of the cranes at the wharf.
Okay.
"I have good reason to," said Duncan. "Mr. Percival has asked me to show a special guest around the hills before tomorrow's
Kiefer
last
does these
event."
ads in his audio stories really
"Oh,
well.
really?" said Thomas. "Who?" "I can't say much," replied Duncan, "but his name's Pip. He's new round here, and he's going to play a very special part in the show indeed."
Okay.
"Well, whoever this Pip is," said Thomas, "let's hope he feels welcome." "Aye, I'm sure he will be," puffed Duncan. He puffed away, feeling rather excited. "You know, it's always a good day when Duncan's in good spirits," said Thomas. Annie and Clarabelle tittered in agreement.
Yep.
That evening, the little engines were getting ready for some nighttime work. Peter Sam was due to leave first. He had to take some supplies to the mountain villages. Duncan saw this as an opportunity for a little bit of fun.
Oh.
"I'd be very careful going in the hills tonight, fellas," he said aloud. "Why?" inquired Rusty. "Well," said Duncan, "I've heard tell about the legendary Captain Travis." "Captain who?" asked Scar Lowy. "Have you not heard of Captain Travis?" said Duncan. "He was a pirate that roamed around here years ago. Sailed around in his little ship and buried his treasure right in the heart of the hills. Unfortunately, when he came back years later, our rails were placed on top of it, and he never found his treasure."
I hate it when I do that when I double click. I was gonna say something, but Duncan was one of the better written characters in the hit era. He was written really perfectly, showing how much he's matured, but he still has a long way to go.
"That sounds rather spooky," said Rheneas. Don't listen to Duncan, said Skarloey. There's no such legend as Captain Jarvis round here.
I can't say the same thing for these two right here. How could he? One of my biggest gripes at the hit era, even though I defend it, is how badly wrong they got Rhaenyra and Skarloey. I think there's only two episodes. I think there's only like 3 episodes where I think they acted in running character. I think it was the Magic Lamp, missing drugs, albeit an out of character moment for Skarloey, but that's just a little bit nitpick for that episode. And Watch Behind Your Buffers. That I believe are only the 3 episodes from the hit era that I can think of where Rhaenyra and Skarloey were in character. And luckily for Kiefer, even though this is a hit era or style audio story he's making sure that Skarloey and Rhaenyra are in character.
I'm not so sure, said Peter Sam. Ooh, I wish Sir Handel were here. He would have clarified if it was true or not. Well, Sir Handel ain't here, said Duncan darkly.
Ooh.
Anyway,
this must be before
good night,
he came
fellas.
back.
I've got a wee bit of work to do up at the mains before calling it a day. And Duncan puffed smugly away. Is he feeling all right? Said Rhaenyra. Of course he is, retorted Skarloey. We've been on this railway longer than him, and there's never been a legend about some pirate and treasure. Whoa, who does Duncan think he is anyway? The little engines
He's a little
didn't
cheeky.
say anything else. By the time Peter Sam was off for his deliveries for the mountain villages, a heavy mist had rolled down onto the hills. Peter Sam puffed cautiously along the line, trying hard to keep to his work. It's all right, Peter Sam, it's okay, he kept saying to himself.
Doesn't look all that happy.
Duncan's story is just make-believe. Just remember what old Grandpuff used to say. If it doesn't exist, it won't bother you. Suddenly, there was a rush of wind, which caught Peter Sam by surprise. Oh no, he whimpered. It's Proteus again. But instead of a magic lamp, Peter Sam saw something else. Gliding past him appeared to be a small boat with a huge white sail.
That's Duncan's
legend. It drifted
is
silently
true.
past Peter Sam and disappeared within moments. That's impossible, Peter Sam gasped. There's not a single lake around here. How are we getting out of here? Peter Sam shot away as fast as he could. The boat sailed for half a mile up the line before it passed Rhaenyra, who had been shunting in a small goods yard. He shut his eyes tightly at the sight of the boat and didn't open them again until he believed it was safe to do so. Meanwhile, Rusty and Skarloey were working at the transfer yards. Mighty Mac had an important delivery to make in the morning, so the little engines had volunteered to arrange his trucks so that there wouldn't be any trouble to marshal them in the morning. Skarloey, said Rusty, you still don't believe that story Duncan told us, do you? Absolutely not, Skarloey retorted. He needs to learn by now that Rhaenyra and I are the oldest engines on the railway, and nothing pirate-related has ever happened here.
Are you sure about that?
By the way, Rusty, why do you ask? Well, can you explain that to me then? Rusty said, his eyes pointing to the right as he spoke.
Oh, look at their faces!
I don't believe it, gasped Skarloey. Sure enough, gliding past Rusty and Skarloey was the very vessel that Peter Sam had seen.
Wow.
As it did before, it glided past the two engines and was gone in moments.
Wow.
I'm not staying in this yard any longer, wailed Skarloey, and he hurried away to his shed. Don't leave me here, wailed Rusty.
Okay.
And he hurried up.
I know some people have gripes of Skarloey being a wimp every time and at times in the hit era, but this was understandable. This was understandable. If I was Skarloey, I'd want to get out of there as quickly as possible.
After him.
That is completely justifiable.
Peter, Sam, and Rhaenyra were already in the sheds when Rusty and Skarloey returned, but they then realised that Duncan had not returned. The next morning, the little engines were quite surprised when the Thing controller wanted to see them on an urgent matter. Could you all tell me what went on last night? He asked as he brought the engines to the transfer yards.
Look at Duncan with that smug
Mighty
face.
Mac was late with his delivery this morning. The trucks in the yards where you were working, Rheneas, had not been sorted, and the mountain villagers had to get up very early to clear the supplies, Peter Sam. Please, sir, don't be cross with us, Peter Sam whimpered. We were just caught by surprise with a ghost ship. What's this about a ghost ship? The little engines were quite surprised when Duncan arrived, but he didn't look scared. Ghost ship? Said Mr. Percival. Duncan, is there something you'd like to tell us? Duncan gave a small chuckle. It's not funny, said Rheneas. Where were you last night anyway after the shed? Said Rusty. I thought the ghost ship would have got him, said Peter Sam rather meekly.
But it didn't.
There was no ghost ship, lads, said Duncan. Was there, Pip? The little engines looked ahead and were very surprised. Being brought in by a gentle wind was the boat from the night before.
It wasn't a ghost
now
all
that the mist
along.
had cleared,
It's
the
Pip.
little engines could see that this boat ran.
So Pip is basically a modelled a TVS skiff. It's the TVS counterpart of skiff. I get
rails.
it now.
Oh, hello there, said the boat. Name's Pip. Pleased to meet you. The thin controller nearly guffawed with laughter. Ah, Pip, I almost forgot. You've come to help with the final day of the Pirates event. Yeah, that's right, replied Pip. Duncan was showing me around. He couldn't tell you all about me because it was a surprise. So that's why you kept things quiet, said Skarloey. And what a wind-up as well, exclaimed Rheneas. The thin controller laughed. I don't think there'll be any ghost ships on this line for a long time, he chuckled. But all the same, the little engines did make Pip feel very welcome. He was a wonderful addition to the final day of the pirate event, and between the little engines, there were no more talks about ghost ships in the hills.
Yep. No more talking about that right there. I was not expecting that twist right there. I actually thought that it was actually a ghost pirate ship that Duncan was talking about and what the little engines had seen right there. But it turned out it was just Pip. That was actually quite a good trick that Duncan played on right there, that the little engines fell for right there. Even Skarloey and Rheneas. I know some people. I mean, I'm really glad that Skarloey and Rheneas were in character right there, and it's justifiable for them to be scared if they see something that spooky right there, right there. So yeah, that's one of the few times where I believe Hal Hitch should have done Rheneas and Skarloey, but here it works well. They have a justifiable reason to be scared. If they think that a ghost, supposed ghost that Duncan told them was real, I'd probably be petrified as well. But yeah, that was a really good audio story. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did. Can't wait for the steam bikes and horse trams one because that's a Thomas centered story set during Series 8. It is. So yeah, I mean, was not expecting that. I know Duncan mentioned something about Pip at the beginning, but that was a good plot twist right at the end, right there. Really thought it was a ghost pirate ship, but it was actually a ship that Duncan knew about right there. Wow, that was unexpected. You do want to see my previous Tom's reactions on written audio story or trains adaptation. I will have a playlist up in the top right corner of your screen right now. Make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to react to steam bikes and horse trams next. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this audio story I reacted to. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Links to both of them will be in the description down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell to get notified when I upload new videos when I post in the community tab, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!